I would be very remiss if I did not go over one additional thing to do with populating forms and posted values. This issue crops up very often and is the source of many broken forms around the world. It has to do with quoting styles and how to handle quotes in form fields. As a standard, I use double quotes to surround my print statements. We discussed earlier in this course about the difference between single and double quotes around the print statement. In HTML, many people also use double quotes in their code. If you remember the quoting discussion, double quotes within a double quoted print statement would need to be escaped. So if we were to take our form and change our action to double quotes, we'd need to escape those so that the print statement didn't break. To avoid a lot of escaping, I use single quotes throughout my HTML code. That brings up a small issue when it comes to forms though. So let's see what happens when I entered a quoted name into our form, say D'Souza, and submit that. When I get the error page, the name seems to be cut off. Single quote and the Souza has disappeared. So why is that? Well, this is where quotes can be quite a pain in the butt. Let's view the source of this page. You can see in the code here, the full value is actually there. So why is it cut off? Well, let's look closer. See the opening single quote of the value argument for the text field? Right there. Then look at the single quote in the name. Yes, that's right. The browser interprets that second single quote as a closing quote for the value field. The rest of this it then tries to just interpret, which means nothing in an input type equals text, so just ignores it. So what can we do about this? Well, there is a function called HTML entities that can help us out here. What it does is convert special characters from their literal value, like a single or double quote, to their HTML character entity equivalent. In this case, we want to convert the quotes to their character entity equivalents. So what we do is simply break out of the print statement here briefly. We're not going to completely close it, but we're just going to append on the value of this HTML entities function. So we're going to invoke that. The first argument is what we want converted. Now the second optional argument that we're going to enter in here is ent_quotes. That will ensure that single and double quotes are both converted to their character equivalents. And then we resume our print statement. The reason we break out of the print statement here is we actually can't invoke this function within the print statement. It will just simply print it out. So we have to break out of it and tell it that we're going to append the value of this function call into that print statement. So because of the behavior of text areas which convert character entities to their visual equivalents, such as a double or single quote, you'll visually get the double or single quote within that text box, but the code is the character entity equivalent, meaning it will not actually interfere with the HTML. So we only have to do this for text boxes. Text areas and other form elements will not suffer from this problem. So let's correct all of these, and then we'll run the same form again with single quote. Now we run the form, and there we go. You can see we have the whole name showing. And if we take a look at the source code, you can see here that it's converted the single quote to its character entity equivalent. And yet, it shows as a single quote because your text box interprets that. So depending on your PHP INI settings, you may also experience an issue where the posted information is escaped. That is, you'll see the text here with a / single quote, just like that. There's a setting in the PHP INI called Magic Quotes GPC. GPC stands for Get Post Cookies. This will automatically escape single and double quotes from get, post, or cookie calls for you. This can cause headaches in the form fields. I tend to strip these out at the top of every page and deal with any escaping that needs to be done by myself. You can strip them out fairly quickly and easily with this little bit of code. It's the strip slashes function. So all you're doing is you're running the strip slashes function, which removes that escape character, that slash, from the posted variable, and then you're reassigning that again to the posted variable. So you're basically substituting and stripping out that slash from your posted variable. When we get into arrays, I'll show you an easy way to strip out all GPC variables of slashes when they come through. For now, if you're seeing these backslashes, use this code to strip out the slash first, and then, within the form, your HTML entities will work properly.